Opposite London's oldest restaurant, Corpus Christi sits quietly on Maiden Lane, a small Victorian Catholic church that opens into colour and stillness the moment you step inside. Corpus Christi was designed by Frederick Hyde Pownall, working in an English early Gothic style. He had to fit a full Catholic church into a tiny plot on Maiden Lane, so he created a tall, narrow interior that leads your eye straight to the sanctuary. The nave is tall and narrow, built in 1874 for a working class Catholic community who could only afford a small footprint. So the architect built upwards instead of outwards, giving the church this intimate, vertical feel. The sanctuary itself is rich with Victorian colour. The blue starred canopy over the tabernacle, the quatrefoil windows glowing above, and 5 hanging lamps, sanctuary lamps, marking the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. The canopy itself is painted deep blue with gold stars, a Victorian way of showing heaven opening over the Eucharist, the night sky drawn down over the altar. The reredos is a burst of gilding and carved detail. The whole sanctuary was designed as a kind of visual crescendo. The gilded reredos behind the tabernacle is carved with that intricate Victorian confidence. Every leaf, every arch, every little flourishing, pulling your eye forward. And the 5 lamps, the 5 sanctuary lamps, aren't just decorative, they're the traditional sign of honour, a way of saying that this is the heart of the church. Even the quatrefoil windows play their part. They're small, but they glow like little pockets of colour, lifting the sanctuary upwards. It's all very intentional. Pownall wanted this space to feel like a meeting point between heaven and earth. To the right of the sanctuary is the Sacred Heart Chapel, with 2 beautifully intimate stained glass windows, Christ in rich Victorian robes and a kneeling Carmelite figure in prayer. The chapel also has its own blue starry canopy, smaller than the one over the tabernacle, but painted in the same deep Victorian blue with tiny gold stars. It gives the space a gentle, celestial feel, almost like a little echo of the main sanctuary. The colours here are warm and devotional, deep red, soft gold and carved wood that feels almost domestic. On the left-hand side is the Lady Chapel, marked by a rose-shaped window made of quatrefoils above the altar. The whole space has a gentler Victorian touch. The carving is finer, almost lace-like in places, and the colours shift to pale blues, soft creams, and a light gold that catches the edges of the moulding. It's also a bit darker here. The light comes in more softly, which makes the chapel feel even more delicate and reflective. Victorian designers often softened Marian chapels, so you can feel that intention in the way the space holds its shadows. The rose-shaped window is especially lovely. Each quatrefoil petal holds a slightly different shade of glass, so when the light comes through it, it scatters a soft pattern across the chapel. It gives the space a quiet, tender atmosphere, a small moment of stillness tucked into the side of the church. Now all around the nave are small devotional statues, including Padre Pio, tucked modestly into a niche. A lovely story of this church is about a Covent Garden market porter who used to slip in here after his night shift. He was worn out, boots scuffed from the cobbles and the crates, and he'd sit quietly in the back pews before sunrise. The priest would sometimes find him half asleep, and he'd just let him rest, no questions asked. The porter said this was the only place in Covent Garden where he could catch his breath. There's 2 especially beautiful votive shrines that I particularly like. The first one is this one. It's of St Patrick, a reminder of the Irish Catholic community who helped build this parish in the 19th century. And opposite is a small votive shrine to St Joseph, shown with lilies, the symbol of his purity and guardianship. These stations of the cross are done in a gilded Victorian bas-relief style. Small sculpted panels with raised figures, each one picked out in gold against a darker background. They're very typical of the late 19th century Catholic design, compact, ornate, and meant to be read almost like little narrative carvings. What I really like is how consistent they are. Every panel has the same framing, the same crisp Victorian detailing, and the same careful use of shadow to make the figures stand out. And the station numbers are on little Jerusalem crosses, a tiny detail, but it ties the whole set together and gives them a sense of place and intention. It's one of those quiet Victorian touches that gives the church its texture. The deposition statue sits quietly in its own little niche. And what I thought was pretty cool is that the inscription Jesus Nazarus Rexus Iudus is written in Latin, Greek and Hebrew. The font stands near the entrance, a simple Victorian Gothic design, exactly where Pownall intended it. Baptism at the door and the altar at the east, and all the life of the church in between. Corpus Christi, a small, hidden and easy to miss, but inside it's full of colour, devotion and human stories, a quiet pocket of calm just behind the hustle and bustle of Covent Garden. I particularly enjoyed this church. As a Catholic myself, I do enjoy coming into Catholic churches. They are my favourites, I must say, but I am biased. Thanks to everyone who's been following along recently, new subscribers, new people commenting on the videos and enjoying the videos. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.